All right, hi guys. I'm gonna go ahead and start our meeting. So I see that Tony and Huda, you're in. Um, so I do have some important updates to go over and like just some reminders about your presentations and stuff like that. Hi, hi Tony. So quick thing. Let me add in one more. Diana's joining us. Let's go ahead and do our quick check-in, which is basically how are you guys feeling about the upcoming presentations? They're gonna happen in about a week, I think. So after next week is when the presentations are gonna happen. How are you all feeling about it? So go ahead and put that into the chat. Oh yeah, that's awesome, Tony. You feel confident? Good. That's great. All right. And then Huda and Diana, if you have any thoughts on how you feel about the upcoming presentations, go ahead and let us know in the chat. Awesome. So Diana, you feel good about it. That's great. I was worried if, I mean, and it's okay if anyone feels nervous, worried, or anything like that, because that's also okay. But good. It's great to know that y'all feel good about it so far. Okay, so let's jump into the announcement so we could just, I don't want to take up your time. I know it's a little bit earlier than my usual meeting. A quick thing, so about 40 people, like overall in our graduating class, has completed Carla's Google Classroom survey. She says it is required, to get your diploma and all that. So please make sure you go on her Google Classroom and complete this survey. It looks like this. Another note that's super important, she said, if you took ethnic studies or any other college class, you actually need to personally send final transcripts to your college. And she said that she put some directions on how to do that on her Google Classroom. And I'm adding Joel right now. Awesome. Welcome, Joel. Happy to have you. Just quickly went over Carla's important survey to please do. It is required to get your diploma. Also, if you took an ethnic studies course or a college course, you need to personally send you have to do some different steps. So that one you could go to Carla's Google Classroom to figure out, or you could ask Carla. Again, this survey is on her Google Classroom. Okay. The mini grants are still going around. So some families we've already handed out mini grants, like 50 to $500, depending on need. The link to ask or request money, like your family member would have to do that, is bit.ly/EA family. Again, we're still currently raising funds to help support families that are, going through things during the pandemic. So again, we are giving mini grants to families, and here's the link for it. Okay. So here we go. Let's jump into, oh, hold on. Let me let in Bella. Hi, Bella. I just went over mini grants and also Carla's Google Classroom survey that she says is required to get your diploma. So make sure you do that survey. And if you have any questions, just use the chat or I think you could unmute yourselves. I'm not sure. All right, guys. So the next important thing I need to talk about is y'all received some updates on grades by Garcia. So here's the changes. So here we go. It's a little bit complex to explain this, but previously, right, when a student wasn't doing like work right now for distance learning, we've been exempting you. That means like exempting as in it wouldn't negatively impact you. But now, because of the higher powers, not because of we decided, we have to undo that. We can't exempt the assignments that we're not doing. So actually what's going to happen is you will be either getting a missing, that little orange box, or an NC. But so don't freak out from that. Great. And then welcome, Kevin. So I'm quickly going over the new grading policy. So this is what's going to happen. But so we're going to have to like put in missing or NCs, and we're not going to exempt it. So it says, but you still cannot get a final lower grade than your quarter three grade. Yeah, so and then Bella, you had a question. So for quarter three, it's going to show an NC. So for example, yeah, so let's say, and then that's a good example because down here I have an example. If you had let's say you had a B in pre-calculus before we got into distance learning in quarter three, and let's say that you only did like a little bit in quarter four, right? Let's say you got an NC for me, quarter four, you're going to see the NC. So you're going to see an NC because teachers are going to stop exempting your grades. You're going to see an NC, that's going to happen. But what we, the senior teachers are going to do is we're going to go into the grade book and we're going to overwrite it. So basically you will be seeing a lower grade in quarter four, but we're going to overwrite it so that you do not get a lower score than you did from quarter three. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to manually go in and change it. So what you're seeing right now in quarter four, teachers are going to have to update their grades. We're going to have to not exempt it. So your transcript should not, I'm like hoping not, Bella. If you have like, I guess you could check in personally on that, and I could ask Carla as well, or we could ask Carla together. That's a good question. So I'm gonna actually write that down. Like, is that gonna impact transcripts? Because we don't want like NCs showing up on the transcript. I'm gonna jot that down because that's true, right? It doesn't always mean it's about the semester grade. We want to know if it's going to show up in the transcript. Yeah, semester two would show the B, but I don't know about, yeah, I'm hoping the transcript doesn't show an NC though for quarter four if somebody, let's say, has an NC. So I'm going to just write that down because that's important. I just do know that right now, let's say that somebody's been getting a, yeah, because of UC. So of course that's important. I'll look into that one. We should have an answer, or I could like text you. But I'll prepare an answer for everybody in our next meeting as well so that we can all be okay. Yeah, yeah. So withdrawal would happen if you get any NCs. Okay. So I'm gonna for sure follow up about that and bring that in to see what we could do about that if you have any NCs. But yeah, so far though, what's gonna happen is for those who are like, if you're getting freaked out, let's say you're seeing a B for quarter four and then it starts to drop, that's because teachers are not exempting the assignments you didn't do. But we did say this. Here's the next thing. So it says it means that PowerSchool is going to start to look scary for some of you, right? If teachers are starting to now enter zeros. But if you had a higher grade in quarter three, your grade is going to increase. Again, it says at the end of the semester. And then Bella, I do think teachers can manually perhaps also change quarter three, but probably at the end. I think we don't want to change it right now so that everyone could see what they're actually, like what is their actual grade. But like I pretty much believe if we could override semester grades, we can like, if there's going to be an issue with UCs, we could perhaps do the same with quarter three. I'm hoping for that. But you are welcome to make up any missed assignments, but you could just check in with the teacher like, hey, what do I need to do to actually get like a B for quarter four or an A? Just ask the teacher. They could work out something for you. So that's the updates. And again, I'm going to look into about the transcript and if it will show. Cool. So then now updates on graduation, guys. So yesterday, the 12th grade team met so that we can discuss how to actually have a physical graduation, because I know a lot of the graduating seniors like are really like not trying to have like a Zoom type of graduation. So we're like trying like our best to figure out how to have a physical one. I think right now there was a current meeting that I'm not a part of that they're trying to discuss like how it's possible. But we were thinking about like, because I know Impact Academy, which is one of our 6 sister schools, is holding a graduation, but they're doing something with like socially distance, like circles. I don't know if y'all seen in SF, they have like those circles in the park, like it's called Dolores Park, where they have circles and people like stand in the circles, but they're 6 feet apart. We're like thinking of how to do that for the graduations to have an actual physical. There was other ideas. For example, we can't do a drive-in, they said, because Webster Street, like our school doesn't have a parking lot, and Webster Street would get like impacted if people are driving by. Yeah, so they're saying we can't do a drive-in kind of graduation. So we're trying to figure out how to do it. So here's the main thing though, is that you should have a cap and gown because we do plan to have a graduation. So please make sure you have a cap and gown. Miss B did send an email earlier about ordering those, but fingers crossed that we have a way to get together and like have like a socially distant kind of graduation at least. We were even thinking about having some students in the morning, some students in the evening, some way to just get everyone together again. If you like, I just looked up Miss B's email. If you look it up in your search, you should find where it is to buy your cap and gown. So it says order by May 24th. So we're on May 22nd right now, guys. So that if you still haven't ordered your cap and gown, it's linked up in Miss B's email. I could also give it to you if you lost it, but she says order by May 24th, so that's soon. So if you haven't ordered your cap and gown, you want to order it. So any questions on cap and gown info, y'all can put it in the chat. And I'm adding in Veronica right now. Welcome, guys. Hi, Veronica. So I was talking about graduation, how we're trying to hold a graduation, and to go back to your email because you have until May 24th to order your cap and gown. It's an email that Miss B sent. Y'all should have it if you search your email. You could ask me if you need it again because it takes 2 weeks for them to get it to you. And y'all do have a choice to choose if you want a shiny or a matte style of gown for your graduation. So let's see if anyone has any questions on that. But yeah, so I'm hoping like we can have some updates, but we are working on trying to make a graduation happen. Cool. So let's go on from that. Okay, so draft slides are due today. So I want to say first off, don't freak out about this. So drafts is just a draft. So like I just want to see what you have so far, even if you're not done. Just submit what you have. I'll get them back to you tomorrow morning. I just want to see where is everyone at. Like what did you start on? Mostly to just check in. So don't freak out if you don't have like a full slide deck done. So draft slide is due. I just want to see what you have so far. Again, it's a draft, so don't worry. But I will say this, all of next week, you're gonna have time to prepare for your actual presentation. So next week, you don't have no more classes. You just have preparations. We do have added in office hours for next week, by the way. So this is for next week. It's presentation of learning work week schedule. So what you have is you have artifact office hours and also advisory office hours. So basically, like for example, if you're doing a math artifact, these will be the office hours to go to. Or if you're doing like ADMA, then you'll go to this office hours. And usually they have more than one. See, ADMA has like Wednesday, Friday. I'll have Tuesday, Wednesday. And then there's specific advisory office hours if you have any questions about slides, how to improve it, things like that. So that's next week's office hours support. Okay, cool. So I'm just seeing if anyone has any questions. Yeah. Okay, so great. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you all what's the current presentation schedule. So again, you could stay on if you have any questions. If not, that is the end of my announcements. Again, we have drafts due. Again, it's just a draft. You should order your cap and gown because we do plan to have a type of graduation. We're just trying to figure out how right now. The email is by Miss B. And let me just quickly show you guys who's scheduled. So this is who we have so far. So you could double check your time. And if you have any questions, it's time. Let me know. Yeah, so anyways, go ahead and take a look at your time. Yeah, oh, okay. Do we have to tell you whose artifact we're presenting? Yeah, it helps me to know. But for example, if you just do your draft slides, I could just see what artifact that is and everything. Yeah, basically, mostly you got to just keep in contact with the teacher the teacher whose artifact you're doing, so they could give you feedback. Um, but yeah, so this is everybody's time. Again, you could check. um Basically, you want to make sure you give me your final slides before you present. So if you're June 1st, you want to make sure you give me your final slides. June 2nd, before that, give me your final slides. Also, if you said that you're doing a pre-recorded defense, you got to send that to me before the time, right? Because that's the time that I'll be viewing it. Like, if, let's say, for example, let's say Joel is doing a pre-recorded defense, I'll need to have that already linked up here, and I'll give you directions if you're the one who was interested in doing pre-recorded rather than live. But yeah, does anyone have any last minute questions or anything that I could answer?
If you do pre-recorded, does that, wait, I'm confused because doesn't pre-recorded mean that you wouldn't have to answer questions? Like, are you guys not asking us questions?
Oh yes, we actually will. So there's an option of doing pre-recorded, and then we ask you the questions via phone or via Zoom.
Um,
So there's that option, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and that's more for, like, like students who don't have time to actually go live on Zoom, things like that. So up to you. You could also, yeah, just let me know which type you'll be doing so that I can like update this list, like, oh, pre-recorded, live.
So, okay. When I present, do I have to show my face? Or am I like sharing my screen with you and like clicking through it like how you are kind of with us?
So that's a good question. To be honest, I probably need to, I'll get back to you guys probably next Friday to know like exactly what are the requirements. Like, yeah, like, do students need to show their face? I'm gonna write that down. Or screen share, right?
Yeah, like kind of like if we're doing a PowerPoint, like teaching you guys instead of you teaching us.
Face or PowerPoint. Okay, I'm gonna get that down to get you back that answer. And then Joel, you said, can I switch to live? Yeah, you can. So you put yourself as pre-recorded, Joel? Yeah, so see, once you know for sure what you're doing, I'm gonna just put it like this. So just like once you guys know, go ahead and text me and remind and let me know if it's live, pre-recorded, all of that. So even if it's pre-recorded, I'm gonna still keep the time slot for you because that's when I'll watch your pre-recorded thing. Okay, so live for Tony. Cool. And then again, if you still don't know yet what you're gonna do, you could just let me know, um, just right before you do your presentation, so I know. So live for me too for Kevin. Cool. So once you're set, you double checked your time, all of that. I gave you some updates on graduation. Again, caps and gowns, deadline to order them is already in 2 days. The email is the one Miss B had sent. Again, you can ask me for that email if you don't have it. All right, y'all. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end this meeting. So happy to hear some of your voices, to see you in the chat. Yeah, let's meet again next week. Bye, y'all. Bye, Bella. Bye, Huda.